The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Saint Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
At that time, one of the multitude said to Jesus, "Teacher, bid my brother divide the inheritance with me." But he said to him, "Man, who made me a judge or divider over you?" And he said to them, "Take heed and beware of all covetousness. For a man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions." And he told them a parable, saying, "The land of a rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought to himself, 'What shall I do? But I have nowhere to store my crops.' And he said, 'I will do this. I will pull down my barns and build larger ones, and there I will store all my grain and my goods. And I will say to my soul, Soul, you have ample goods laid up for many years. Take your ease, eat, drink, be merry.' But God said to him, 'Fool, this night your soul is required of you, and the things you have prepared, whose will they be? So is he who lays up treasure for himself and is not rich toward God.'" The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise you, Lord Jesus Christ.
My dear brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus, my dear children. So to the children, one question first. You want to study and then get good grades, good marks, no? Is it not? Yes or no? Sure. Then go to high school, then to the college, then some professional studies. Why do you want to study well? Just pass mark is enough, no? Why do you want to study well? Tell me, why you should get good marks? Children, answer me. Why? Whatever answer, no problem. Children are all keeping quiet. They don't know why they are all studying well. To have somebody is helping you. Tell repeatedly, to have a bright future. To have a bright future. What do you mean by bright future? You should get a good job, isn't it? And you need money for your expenses, isn't it? You have to enjoy life, isn't it? You know it, no? If you don't study, you don't get a good job. That's the thing, yes. That is one of the purposes for studying well. We should get a good job, we should get a comfortable salary, and then we can do what we want. Is it only for yourself you will earn money, or also for others? Also for others? Yes or no? Yes, also for others. You will take care of your loving parents, isn't it? Yes? You will give your money to your parents, or you won't give to them at all? You will give. Now parents are taking care of you. Later on, I am sure you will also take care of them? Or will you also give something to the church? Yes? Yes? What answer is not coming? Usually you will be very vocal. Yes? You will also give something to the church or not? Yes, you will give something to the church. What about the poor and the needy, beggars? You will give them also when you have sufficient money? Yes, yes. At least now you are saying yes. I wish that it come to fruitfulness when you grow up. That's it. Today, my dear brothers and sisters, the Lord is telling us, money is not everything. Wealth is not everything. The first reading from the book of Ecclesiastes, the great preacher says, everything is vanity, futile, useless. Nothing in this world is permanent. Don't think you are going to live for 150 years. Don't think you are going to live eternally here. Only spiritual realities are permanent. God is permanent. Remember that. See God above everything. Nothing is permanent. You give your life for a particular cause. One day you think, my God, everything is useless. Why I labored at all? You will regret one day. In the gospel of today, a man comes to Jesus and tells him, Master, please, you come as an arbitrator, judge, and divide the property that we inherited from our father, and then I can get a good share from my brother. Come. Jesus says, no, I am not coming. Maybe Jesus saw his greed, his covetousness. Those days, maybe that family had not a big piece of land. Sometimes they left all the land to the elder brother. Maybe the movable property was shared with other brothers. Jesus saw his covetousness. So Jesus tells us the parable. Not that Jesus wanted him to suffer injustice. No. Jesus knows every one of us. Jesus knew him. Jesus knows you. Jesus knows me. You can't hide anything from Jesus. What is now you are thinking? What Father is speaking about property, money. Does he have any money? Or like that also some people may be thinking like that. Sometimes people are very generous. Our parish priest also is very generous to me. So for coming and celebrating Mass, he's very, very generous. Some others are maybe also very stingy. I have seen some people also spending so much, so many videos and so many things for the Mass, celebration, decoration, but the priest whom they invite, they will be hesitating to give even the auto fare. Rare people. Generally our people are very generous, I know. But sometimes if they are really poor, we can understand. But others also have to live, not being very generous at all. I look at Abraham, one of my favorite passages. Afterwards, when you have time, you take and read. Genesis chapter 13. There is a quarrel between Abraham and Lot. Actually, not between them, but between the servants. While taking care of the sheep, Abraham had his own sheep and cattle, and his nephew, he only made him accompany him. His nephew Lot also came with him. And then when they are grazing in a particular field, the others came. Like that they were fighting. And then the matter is brought to the knowledge of Abraham. You know, beautiful words of Abraham. I tell this particular sentence to all the priests. Abraham says, are we not brothers? Why should there be quarrel or strife between you and me? If you go to the right, I go to the left. If you go to the left, I go to the right. A man of God, a man who has faith in the Lord, a man who loves humanity, is able to say, if you go to the right, I go to the left. If you go to the left, I go to the right. In other words, he says, choose what you want. I will choose what you do not want. If only all believers would be able to say like Abraham, how beautiful the family will be. Loving the family will be. Sometimes people die of heart attack because their brother did not give their property or took a little more of the property, favorite piece of land. We should be generous, and afterwards, Lord chooses what He sees as the best. Abraham is alone. God comes to him and renews His promise and tells him, don't worry, I am with you. I will take care of you. I will give you land. I will give you inheritance. Be generous, my dear brothers and sisters. God will take care of you. Never, never forget this passage. Be generous. The Lord will take care of you. The Lord will not cheat us. Be generous to your brothers and sisters. Don't fight with your sibling saying, I want this only. I will not give you. Some of the children are like that only. Nowadays we have only one child, two children. They don't know how to share. Formerly we had bigger families. Children become as selfish as possible, as demanding as possible. God's children, disciples of Jesus, should not be brought up in this way. And Jesus told us a beautiful parable, my dear brothers and sisters. He spoke about a rich man who had a lot of property, land. And then it was very fruitful, fertile land. And more than ever, it produced abundant fruits, so much of grain. Immediately, what he says, I don't know what to do. My barns, my storehouses are small. What am I going to do with all this grain, all this harvest? I'm going to demolish these small storehouses. I'm going to build huge ones. I'm going to store all the grain, all the harvest in the newly built storehouses. And I will tell my soul, eat, drink, be merry, enjoy, be at ease. So many times in this short parable, I, the word is used. First pronoun is used, I, first person, singular, I, and sometimes my. No you, no he, no they, no she. Everything I want this. I want this. I want to give you this. This is the society in which we live, though we call ourselves disciples of Christ. And God tells him, fool. For the first time, somebody is called a fool. Today itself you are going to die. All that you gathered, to whom it will go? The Lord tells him. We are all going to die. In today's psalm it was said, Lord, teach us to number our days, that we may learn wisdom. Lord, make us understand the shortness of our life. The same thing in another translation, same passage. That we may learn wisdom. We are all going to die one day. Why do you die with a grudge, bitterness? Because you didn't have what you were supposed to have. The Lord is your treasure. The Lord is your treasure. The whole question is, this man never thought of God who gave everything. there is no God in your life, you become more and more greedy, holding on to things. You know that poor widow in the gospel with 2 little copper coins. She thought God is my everything. She anointed the 2 copper coins and put in the dump box. And Jesus noticed it. Jesus praised her. She is our model. Jesus says that how generous she was. You know, another rich man who wanted to follow Jesus. Jesus told him, follow the commandments. He immediately says, Lord, I followed it right from my youth, all the commandments. Jesus knew this fellow is stingy, attached to wealth, doesn't give anything to the poor, because the commandments do not speak about sharing with the poor. Jesus looked at him with love. Mark's Gospel, 10th chapter, we read, Jesus looked at him with love. And then he wanted him to be his disciple. Jesus told him, come on. He gives 5 verbs. Go, sell, give, come, follow me. Give to the poor and then follow me. Go, sell, give, come, follow. He goes, that's all. He doesn't want to share. He doesn't want to share. That man didn't want to share. You know the story of Zacchaeus, children. He was very short. He climbed the tree, sycamore tree, and then watching to have a glimpse of Jesus. And then Jesus looks at him. Come on, come down. I want to dine with you. He goes there. People are speaking about him. This fellow is a sinner, unjustly amassed wealth. And then see the response. Lord, I am going to give half of my property to the poor. I am going to restitute 4-fold. If I cheated somebody 1,000 rupees, I am going to give that person 4,000 rupees. Jesus says salvation has come to this house. Not all rich people are bad. When people are sharing, Jesus appreciates. Matthew the tax collector has a dinner for all the sinners. Generous. And the woman, just before the death of Jesus, Mary, costly ointment. Maybe she wanted to sell it to build a house, but Jesus is said, I will give to my Lord. Generous. And Nicodemus, 30 kilos of so many things, bringing to bury Jesus. Generous. Sandalwood and perfume. Everything generous. The Lord looks at your generosity. This man in the parable didn't think of God. Didn't think about our relatives. Didn't think about the poor. My dear brothers and sisters, God has blessed you. I always tell some of my relatives, I have been supported not by the rich people, ordinary people, simple people who are not very rich. They have given what they have. And they have brought me up, even now help me in so many ways. Not the richest of the rich. I tell some of them, you know, some of the people in Bangalore who support me are not richer than you, mind it. Only that people have a loving heart in helping priests, helping the poor, helping the church, helping the relatives. Relationship with God counts more than everything. Relationship with our relatives counts more than everything. We are not going to carry everything when we die. Make an examination of conscience. Do you think all that you possess are really needed for you? Do you think God will judge you? Oh, you have 1,000 toys, so you come to heaven. No, not at all. The person who has gathered so many toys, will he come to heaven? Sometimes we pity the children who are building castles near the seashore on the sand. The children do not know the waves will come and demolish all these houses they have built. We look at them, laugh at them. The Lord will be laughing at you, adults. See, this man is going on building, buying, gathering jewels, sari, so many saris, which not even once a year she is not going to wear. poor thing, she is going to die. Same thing, the Lord will be making fun of us. We are not permanent. We are not eternal. God is eternal. Relationship is permanent. Loving, sharing, kindness. May we be touched, my dear brothers and sisters. The great Alexander had his kingdom in 3 continents, it seems. Asia, Europe, Africa, all 3 continents. When he died, he told the people, when you are carrying me in the last journey, put my hands by the side of the bier, and then let the world know the great man who had kingdom in 3 continents is going empty-handed when he dies. What we give, we carry. What we hold on to will not come to us. May the Lord make us more attentive to God, to the relatives, to the poor, with all the material resources we have. Amen.